welcome to the first episode of Believers Talk with Joe and Steve. I'm Steve.
I'm Joe.
We're here to talk some Bills football.
Yeah.
And along with some other NFL stuff, we'll do the typical dates of the Combine, Senior Bowl, before games, previews, after games. First of all, I guess we should congratulate the Philadelphia Eagles on their Super Bowl win.
Yeah, way to go Eagles. I'm not excited about it because we are actually both living here in PA, so we'll have to hear about it. But yeah, the Pats not winning, right? Like the Pats didn't win, so
I guess it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pats didn't win.
So
Philly, I always kind of root for the underdog in the Super Bowls.
yeah, absolutely. Unless it's the Bills.
Hoping the karma will come back and help us Bills fans.
Right.
But
yeah. So before we get started, I want to do a quick shout out to the Louis T Network. Lou has been a great help in getting this channel started. He's been working with us, and so thank you. And there will be a link to his video in our description. So be sure to just not only subscribe to us and to like our video, but also subscribe to his channel. Great content on there. So again, thank you. But we're going to get ready to get started. So the first thing we want to talk about is, before we can look forward to the future, I wanted to kind of look back at the past. So let's do that. So first, I wanted to get your reaction on 2017-18. What did you think? What were the best things about 2017-18? Playoff drought ended, so that's awesome. But what were some of the things you think we can work on? Some good things.
Really happy with the culture change that McDermott came in.
Yeah.
Was a little skeptical. I knew of who Sean McDermott was from his time here in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of got to know him a little bit of kind of how he was, the system he ran and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Carolina. Surprise hire by the Bills. I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted Frank Wright. I mean, I wanted Frank Wright 3 years ago and to keep Schwartz before we got Rex.
Yeah.
So started reading up on him a little bit, but really like him, really like the culture he changed here. Thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Like that the defense went back to a 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
I love the 4-3 over a 3-4. That's just my personal opinion. And our team is set up for that. So I think that really benefited us this year. That put us ahead of the curveball, I think, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive wise, not much there. I do like the Kelvin Benjamin trade. I think that'll work out long term for us.
Mm-hmm.
I like Zay Jones. I believe if we can get a speed receiver on the outside, keep Zay inside on the slot, and we have Benjamin, the big guy, on the outside to run the slants, the comebacks, the high, fade balls, jump balls to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that can benefit us in the long run. McCoy, just
McCoy.
unbelievable.
McCoy.
I believe he's probably the second best back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Le'Veon Bell. After that, I believe McCoy's the second back.
I don't know. But probably worried about decline soon, right? Like you said, 30.
Yeah, but he knows how to make people miss. He doesn't take the big hits.
Yeah.
And people knock him for that, but he knows when to get out of bounds. He knows when to just fall down and eat the play, which saves his career a little bit. But
let's hope. Yeah, let's hope. I love him too. So
I think we got a couple more years, but I do believe we need to get a backup running back. That's one of the priorities this year. After we lost Jonathan Williams, we let him go.
Why? I don't understand. I didn't understand that move over the offseason. Right.
Yeah, I mean, Cadet was a nice pickup, but I believe he's going to be out this year. He's a free agent coming up, and he had a pretty serious injury, so I believe he'll be out for the year.
Yeah.
So that hurts us a little bit.
Yeah, no, I really like Cadet. I'm with you. I didn't understand the move why we got rid of him. And Tolbert was a bust, I thought. Like, I was not a huge Tolbert fan. Yeah. Week 1, he got that touchdown for us, so it was looking good, but then I was like,
Yeah, he was brought more in for the culture, so I see that. But he just doesn't fit on the field. I think they used him too much on the field, and you kind of got to keep him happy because you bring him in to change that culture. You don't want him to get down,
And part of the struggles were on Dennison too. Like, play calling was which we'll get into also. Like, that was a
just
big
awful.
issue. Just awful. Yeah. So if you're a Rick Dennison fan, you might want to turn us off now. But no, yeah, I'm kind of with you. So just so everyone knows, we just started this. Also, like, we just met for the first time 2 weeks, so we're getting to know each other on camera. Our views on the Bills and everything like that. So we will probably have a lot of disagreements. For example, I'm pretty positive Tyrod's going to be a disagreement that we have, but that's okay.
That's, it should just be two fans talking about what they believe in. no really argument, just listening and trying to hash out, what my opinion is and what his opinion is.
Yep.
And, we'd love to hear your opinions and
Absolutely.
give us some feedback on what you think we should talk about or how you feel about certain situations.
That's what it's kind of about. And that's actually brings me to a point that I wanted to bring up in the beginning of the show. There's a YouTube channel from Bills fanatics out there, also great content. They study everything, they look at everything. So we're not here to compete. All the Bills content, the better. You know what I mean? Like, hey, get all the Bills content, especially now, first day of the 2018-2019 season, really. So let's get that underway. So let's go. So one of the first things let's continue to talk about the season last year. I mean, I'm a huge fan of McCoy as well. The Watkins trade was rough when I first heard about it. Like, it was like, because I was actually wearing my Watkins jersey the day of the Watkins trade. I was like, oh.
It's funny how that always works out.
Like, it always works out that way. So I was like, I'm never buying a jersey of a current player ever again, especially if I like them. But no, it turned out to be okay, I think. Like, Watkins, he had a lot of touchdowns, I think, for the Rams, but not a lot of, like,
I think he had,
plays.
30-some catches or something. Maybe it was 50-some catches. And
so it's not like we missed a lot there. And our offense wasn't exactly productive last year with him, or the past 3 years. And with him with injuries, it was like, no, we're good. Now it's a stroke of bad luck that Jordan Matthews broke his, what do you do?
His
sternum or something?
Yeah.
So first day of practice, he breaks that, but that's okay. I mean, Vegas had us winning 6 games at the end of the year. We won 9, made the playoffs. I mean, I still tear up when I see that Kyle Williams speech in the locker room after we made the playoffs. Like, I mean, I don't think there's gonna be a single day for the rest of my life where I don't hear that speech or watch that speech. I mean, he deserved it so much.
I mean, I have a 3-year-old son, and after that game, I just held him. Just hugged him. He didn't know what was going on, but it was just one of those things where it was one of the best moments of my life to see that happen.
That was just an amazing to watch that. I don't even remember the Cincinnati wide receiver who caught that ball and just run into the end zone. I was just like, I was losing my mind.
Tyler Boyd.
Okay, yeah, I was losing my mind. So this was the first year under Coach McDermott. So that's very exciting, and like you said, big culture change, right? Going from Rex, who was, I think you and I agree. I don't think you were a Rex fan to start with.
No.
Like from the beginning, I was like, no. Why?
I mean, I gave him a shot.
Yeah.
I didn't like him in New York with the Jets.
Right.
I gave him a shot thinking, okay, maybe he'll do something. I did like when he brought Tyrod in.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrod had his best year his first year.
Right.
He's declined since, but like I thought, okay, maybe he'll bring a little bit of the swagger that we need in Buffalo to win. Like, you have to feel like you're going to win every game to win.
Yeah.
And it just didn't where his mouth ran, and we just couldn't cash the checks.
And then we hired his brother. Then we hired his brother. Like,
and there's just too much in the defensive side.
Well, I kind of agree with you in the moment, because Jim Schwartz, our defense, playing so well.
Yeah.
So well. And then we switched from 4-3 to a 3-4. Like, I just don't know what we're thinking when we do that. When
you have the personnel. I mean, Whaley, he came from a 3-4 in Pittsburgh. So maybe he was trying to get back to his roots there. But
right.
I truly believe the 4-3 is where it's at.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody has their opinion. But
Right. Yeah. And that's. Yeah, I mean, we're done with Whaley. We got Bean now. He hasn't even been done with a full year yet because we hired him the day after the draft, right?
Yeah.
The day after the draft, we hired Bean. So
the day after the draft, then we lost Whaley.
Right. Oh yeah,
I think it was around August or so we got.
That's right. Whaley took credit for giving us the extra draft pick. He's like, that was me. No, it wasn't.
No.
We've seen enough Whaley drafts to know it wasn't Whaley.
Yeah.
But yeah, so McDermott. Where does he fit? I was reading an article about at the beginning of the year, they ranked him as the 3rd best first-year coach. There were five first-year coach that started last year. We had Doug Marrone, Joseph, right? Yep. Joseph, McDermott, McVay, and then I'm forgetting the other one. We have it here. McVay. Oh, Anthony Lynn. Yeah, the Chargers.
The former offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator. Right. So where does he rank there? Do you think?
With McDermott, I would put him probably number 2, maybe number 3, depending on
Marrone. Yeah.
Marrone, I liked Marrone when he was in Buffalo. I thought he was the right fit. He was kind of a no nonsense guy. Let's go out, work, and win. I thought he was trending on the right way up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he had the best players around him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But Marone was put in a good situation down in Jacksonville. They're ready to win.
Yeah.
I mean, they had, what, 5 or 6 years of top five picks? Like,
yeah.
you have to hit on those players.
Unless you're Cleveland.
Yes. Well, Cleveland likes to trade and get more picks.
Right.
So, but yeah, McVay would probably be the number one, and he ended up with the best case scenario. I think the team was better.
Yeah, you got young quarterback coming up, Goff, and then like he turned out now. From first year to second year for Goff was just an amazing difference, so good for him. But yeah, other than that, his team, that defense has always been.
Well, and you had Wade Phillips, which I love Wade.
Yep.
He's a master on the defensive side. So
I love Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah. But they got the coaches that they needed, which helped McVay turn that program around too.
Kind of same thing with Pearson and the Eagles. You have Schwartz and Reich there. I mean, that's just a great trio. So.
Well, and DeFilippo, their quarterback coach. I mean, they're set up. Their team there. They have Peterson, an old, 12 years in the league quarterback. You have Frank Wright, another 12 years in the league.
Yeah.
You have people there that can tutor their young core of players and what they need to, and everybody knows if you don't have a quarterback, you're not winning.
Which brings us to our next topic, surprisingly. So Tyrod Taylor, everyone has an opinion. You have an opinion. A lot of you are haters. A lot of you are lovers. Where do you sit?
I'm ready to move on from Tyrod.
Okay.
I loved him. His first year, I thought it was great. I really was like, okay, now we can build on that. Second year, dropped down a little bit, thought maybe a Rex, this and that. Came in this year, wasn't really sold on him, but the other options out there just didn't see it happening.
Right.
So we go through the year, wasn't blown away with him. Everybody goes back to the Peterman game and, oh my God, he's awful.
Yeah.
I was in the stands.
Yeah.
There was players and, the fans were rooting for Peterman, and he came in the Saints game. And at least they moved the ball. The thing with Peterman, the ball came out.
Yep.
He take his drop, the ball comes out. Tyrod just doesn't have that ability to sense it. Like, he can't see the progression. I don't know if it's see the progressions or he just can't let go of the ball. Right. His timing's always off. And I think that's what hurts us.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of those points. Well, I would say about Tyrod, like, at the beginning of the year, Sean McDermott said when we got rid of those trades and everything, he was like, trust the process. And living close to Philly, we actually just heard that from the Sixers, and they stumped forever, right? So I was like, I don't want to hear that. But in watching McDermott and watching this team, it's like, you know what, maybe we should trust the process, trust the coaching staff. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and you might know, in that, see, for me, I think Tyrod, his writing's on the wall. Moving to Peterman in the Charger game is kind of like, okay, then we know what's going on. And if I'm not...
But I think, sorry to interrupt you, but I think at that point where you have two games that were just awful offensively.
Yep.
The Jets game, that was the primetime game of Thursday night. That's where everything was changing for us.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about us, playoffs. Here, you come in, we get blown out the first half. Now, at the end of the game, we're starting to make a run on it when they're falling back,
Yeah, time prevent, basically. Yep.
So Tyrod's numbers look better that game.
Yeah.
We go in with the Saints game, and that was just awful.
Brutal.
Awful. It was a laughing stock in the stands. Like, everybody's there and like this can't be happening.
Right.
Now, New Orleans is a good team.
Absolutely.
But you can't get blown out like that.
Blown
you can't move
the
ball.
Yeah. Blown out at home. Yeah, you can't do that. And but for the Chargers game, not only was Peterman starting, I believe that Tyrod wasn't even our backup. Is that correct?
No, he wasn't. Because he did come. They pulled him at halftime.
They pulled him at halftime.
Right.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked on the depth chart that day, but.
And it kind of, what was interesting to me was, Peterman was starting. He worked out all season with Benjamin as he was rehabbing from his knee.
Right.
And Peterman was working at the draft. They worked at the same sport complex and everything like that. So I was very intrigued to see how that would go. And with the timing and everything, because that's what Benjamin is. Benjamin's not going to get separation. You got to fit the ball into him. It's going to be mostly timing. Right. Same thing with Zay Jones. I love Zay Jones, but he's not going to wow you with his speed. He's going to find his niches to get open, but they're going to be contested catches.
Yeah.
and Peterman would fit the ball in. So I thought the ball was going to come out. We'll get some more going.
Yeah.
Now, he did look good until the Benjamin injury.
Yeah.
And I believe I heard that 7 of the first 15 plays were scripted for
that
Benjamin.
game. Right. Okay.
So things could have went a little different for Peterman.
For those who don't know, when you go into a game, an offense has like, let's say 20 scripted plays. We're going to start with these and then move on from there. So so it wouldn't be a surprise if like 7 of the first 15, like half the first plays, were like, get it to this guy. He's your best target.
Yeah, I mean, they work together. They have chemistry, and I think that's what they were looking for. Just trying to get some chemistry on offense, get the ball moving. You know, even if they didn't score 30 points, at least they were scoring 20 a game or something like that. They wanted to try to get some kind of spark.
Right.
You know, so maybe it wasn't the right decision, but at least they had to try something, to get some kind of spark after 2 horrible games.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of Tyrod lovers point to that Jets game and say, "Oh, look at his numbers," and it's look at those numbers in the fourth quarter compared to like the rest of the game. You can't go down 27 points at one point in the game and then think, "Oh, we can come back." As we were talking about Tyrod, I try to tell Tyrod lovers this, like, the numbers don't tell the whole story. You know, you think about week 1, that Zay Jones throw, or week 2 against Carolina, that Zay Jones throw at the end of the game. That needs to be, now some people blame Zay Jones, and he did get his hands on it, so I'm good with that. But that pass needs to be outside. It cannot be inside like that.
Well, he could put it on him.
Yeah.
Because he was so open.
He was so open.
Situation.
Yeah.
You know, and that would have won the game.
Yeah, would have won the game. That would put us up. Well, it would make 9-9 extra point pending with 3 seconds left or something like that, right?
But with Hauschka.
Right, with Hauschka. Right, Hauschka's not missing.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati game. He has a play, we're inside the 20, he has O'Leary coming out on a rollout. O'Leary's wide open as soon as the break happens, but he holds it, and then by the time he throws it, he's not open anymore, he has to throw it away.
That's what I'm saying, man. Anticipation just isn't there with him.
And then another pass that I can think of, it's out by McCoy against the Patriots, and he throws it flat-footed, hits McCoy's feet. And those on the stat chart just look like incompletions, but those are game-changing plays. Each one of those would have been a touchdown that he misses. And for me, those are 3 that I saw. And to me, I always say it's like a speeding ticket. Just because you got caught speeding once with a speeding ticket, that doesn't mean it's the first time speeding. That means that's when you got caught. So I saw that a lot throughout the season. So it's like, you need to be better with that. But, you know, if Sean McDermott is going to stick with him, which I'm not saying he's going to, I don't think he's going to, but if he says, you know, we're going to stick with him, then okay. I trust McDermott at this point. I'm like, okay, I see something.
I'm at the point where every game you're watching Tyrod and you're saying, okay, get rid of the ball. Mm-hmm. Get rid of the ball. Mm-hmm. There's a guy open, just get rid of it.
Right.
Or, you know, after the game you're seeing all these screenshots of open players.
Yep.
Just, you know, hit them.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he wants to make more plays with his feet.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in the pocket, he'll have a clean pocket, and he moves around a little too much, and then he gets himself in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know, as far as you're looking at options for this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Who are we really going to get though that
is better?
Yeah.
Yeah. That can improve us. Because in order to get a good first quarterback in the draft, we have to probably trade both our firsts.
Yeah, and I mean,
I'm not sold on that.
Where I'm at now with the draft, I would like to see them sit at 21, 22, because we have a lot of holes. We have 20 free agents this year.
Yep.
I think Mason Rudolph could be there.
Yeah.
I like him. I like Mike White out of Western Kentucky. They could both be on the hinge of second-round picks. I think Mike White might be a third-rounder. So maybe a year later, but then you also have to develop a quarterback.
Right.
If they're not ready,
do
you go through another year with Tyrod? I mean, you're paying him $18 million. That's his cap.
Yeah.
So, but if we can get Kirk Cousins, for 20 to 25 million, which I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't.
And for all you fans who are thinking to trade for Nick Foles, neither one of us, I believe, think that's a good option.
Well, I mean, it's a good option if you can get him for maybe a second or third round.
Yeah.
But
you're not getting him that cheap anymore.
No, now's the high point.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to go after him. Yeah. And, you know, the intriguing thing is his contract's only $7.6 million this year.
Right, but it's not. That's a matter of kind of like with Alex Smith when we trade
You got to re-up
it.
Because it's
what's
only
been
a
asked
1-year
for?
deal.
Right. So it's kind of like, do we want to get involved with that or not? I don't know.
I mean, and then you really got to hope that he is a savior.
Yeah, right.
He can keep doing the same thing.
That he plays like he did in the playoffs and not like he did against Oakland on Monday night on Christmas Day. Like, that was horrible.
Now, the other thing, too, is with the new offensive coordinator coming in,
who knows?
Could Tyrod take a step up again?
Right.
Same thing, you know.
Right, yeah.
But with Foles, you know, I'm hearing all this and that, and they're saying, well, we're offensive coaches sat down with him, figured out what works best with him, went over his old tape, and kind of went from there, and that's what they used. And Foles had a good year.
Yeah, and that moves us kind of into our next point. But I will say this again: if McDermott gets us Foles, we're going with Foles. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's fine.
I'll be happy with Foles.
Yeah.
I'll be happy with Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel we're going to have to pay an arm and a leg for Cousins,
Right.
and with our cap situation, I don't think
I
think
agree
that's
with you.
worth it. I'd rather draft somebody 21, 22.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, we do have 2 second-round picks,
Mhm.
so maybe we don't draft a quarterback 21, 22. Maybe we go defensive help, offensive line, which I think that'd be later down the road.
Mhm.
But, you know, we could always trade back into the first,
Mhm.
and then you get that 5th-year option. That could be a possibility.
Right.
If somebody's still sitting there and we want to jump ahead.
Right. So that kind of brings us to our next point. Dennison's fired, and we got a name we don't know how to pronounce yet, but Daboll.
Yeah.
Daboll. All right. So if that's wrong in the comments, just let us know. But we think it's Daboll, so we're gonna go with that for now. So what do you think about that hire?
I believe it's going to help us in the running game.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go back to a more power running game compared to the zone blocking scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Really don't know too much about him
Okay.
as far as, you know, what he likes to run and this and that, but he hasn't really had much of his offensive coordinator spots,
Right.
being in Miami and
Cleveland. Yeah. I was trying to think of the quarterbacks he was with. Like, you're looking at in Cleveland, it would have been Anderson. Is that right?
I believe Anderson was there.
Yeah.
It would have been Jason Campbell. That was his best year. I think he threw for over 3,000 yards,
Okay.
maybe close to 4,000, which, I mean, Tyrod, he's averaging 2,500 yards
Right.
a year.
Yeah.
So,
So that's an improvement.
yeah, we need to get a quarterback that's playing quarterback, throwing for, you know, 3,500 to 4,000 yards a year.
Right.
I mean, you have to win with a quarterback.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Brady Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of who was in. I think Matt Moore was
we've got
in
Matt Moore,
Miami.
Yep. So not the greatest examples there, but yeah. So we'll see. I'm not like, I hear a lot of people out there saying how great of a hire it is. I think that's just people being optimistic. Like,
I
which
mean,
is fine.
everybody's going to have their doubters and their supporters. You know, I have heard out of New England them talking about how much they loved him there. So I don't know.
Yeah, right. You never know.
You take everything with a grain of salt until
Exactly.
you get a year to prove. You know,
Yeah.
everybody was saying about Dennison. Oh my, the zone running scheme. He
Yeah,
comes from Kubiak, and this,
Right.
but he never really called the plays with Kubiak.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see. I kind of look forward to that. Moving to our offense, we have a big guy got a touchdown for us this past year in the Miami game, but he mostly plays defense. Kyle Williams. What do you think about that whole situation? Is he going to retire? He's going to stay? What do you think?
I think they need him to stay because of the leadership role.
I do too.
Especially now with Wood
Yeah.
basically retiring.
Yeah.
They're going to lose some leaders, and they need him there.
Mhm.
Defensively wise, I mean, the defensive line, they need a lot of help.
Yeah.
And he can mentor some players, but he's not where he used to be. You know, they rotate him in a lot, you know, which is understandably, but I would love to see him stay if they can hash out, you know, a deal with him. But
How old is he?
should say in here, he's mid-30s.
Okay.
I believe he's 34.
Gray hair fools you.
Yeah,
He has that gray hair growing.
34.
So it kind of fools you, but
Kyle Williams, 34, yes.
Okay, so he's still got maybe some productive years left in him. So, but we see a lot of players retiring earlier these days. So
yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see.
I think he might hang on for one more year to try to get us over the hump. But I think he's also going to look to see what moves we make.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we got 20 free agents, and I think about $50 million for the cap.
Okay.
So depending on the rollover and everything like that, I think it's somewhere around 50 to the mid 50s.
Yeah. So speaking of cap space, where does that leave us with Eric Wood? Like, because his cap was $8 million?
Yeah, he was. I pulled it up here. It was. I've heard reports that it was like at 8 million. The paper I have here that has him, it has him at 8.6 million.
Okay.
And for the dead money, because of the retirement, it'd be 5.6 million. So we're saving 3 million, but to me, I'd rather have him.
I'd have Eric Wood,
yeah, because of the leadership that he brings.
Right.
He's a veteran.
Yep.
He runs the offensive line. Now, I think Roy will fill in nicely for him. He has in the past with injuries. But for 3 million, I'd rather have that leadership out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Eric Wood. I mean, I didn't think this year was one of his best years. I thought he played better years previous, but I mean, yeah, that leadership. He's still a good player.
Yeah, but then again, to me, they went to a zone blocking scheme when the whole offensive line is engineered towards a power block.
Right.
So.
Right. And yeah, and when you have, it's hard to always see how well the offensive line plays when you have a quarterback who's trying to make plays with his legs.
Yeah.
Like, because they're expecting one thing, and then all of a sudden he's doing another thing, and it's kind of like you kind of leave the offensive line sometimes in an island. So we feel bad for those guys, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean the Jets game, the Thursday nighter, they had an awful game.
Yeah.
I put a lot of that on the offensive line. They did play awful that game. Tyrod kind of was running for his life, and he was standing in there taking some shots. So you know, it's every game's kind of different of how they go, but overall as a unit, I think they did good. I think they can upgrade a little bit there, but I don't think that's their first need right away.
So what would you say their first need is?
Well, I believe if you're going to win, you have to have a defense, and you have to have a quarterback. A quarterback solves a lot of problems on offense. So, and it's going to be there until we finally get one that everybody believes is a franchise. So quarterback would probably be my number one need. Defensive line would be my number two. Now, another thing too is where do we go with some of the free agents? Do we bring Preston Brown back?
Preston Brown, right.
Which I love the guy. I would love to see him back. If we lose him, then we need another linebacker.
Right.
Other thing too is two of our starting corners could possibly be going. Leonard Johnson, our slot corner, and EJ Gaines. EJ Gaines played awesome for this year when he was on the field. He did get banged up a little bit. I'd like to see him back. I just don't think we're going to have the money. I think he's going to command too much.
Right.
Leonard Johnson, like to see him back. I think we can get him pretty cheap for a slot corner, and I don't think you can lose both of them.
Right.
I think we have to get one of them back because you just can't fill so many holes. And like I said, the defensive line, we need a lot of help. Preston Brown goes, you're going to need another linebacker. And even if we bring Preston Brown back, I think we need another linebacker to go with him too. So
I really like Milano. I mean,
but I'm talking about the other side.
Yeah, the other side. Like, so we need someone to cover that end. So
I mean, Humper was there.
Yep.
He's okay. Alexander. He's getting older.
I'm not sure if I'm.
I like him rushing off the edge. I don't like him dropping into coverage.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Milano's athletic. I really like him. Preston Brown, a thumper in the middle. Coverage. He's okay, but he's the middle linebacker. He's the QB of the defense. Gets him set. So if we don't have to have him in coverage, okay, but he can still make some plays in coverage. He's flying all over the field. I just think if we get another outside linebacker, that'll help. Safeties, you're there.
Yeah. No, the only reason I laughed about the linebacker thing is because this is the first year I've ever watched the Pro Bowl, like ever. And I saw that linebackers can't blitz in the Pro Bowl. I was like, this is so dumb. This is that's what the good linebackers do. They can't cover anything.
Yeah, they had Von Miller dropping in coverage. He's not a linebacker. Just put him at defensive end and let him rush.
So it made me laugh. I actually saw the sounds that they had in Von Miller at the first drive. It was just like, I'm dead. Like, I can't do this. I was like, that's kind of funny. But yeah, other than that, so next show we're going to do on the Senior Bowl? Or no.
Well, the Senior Bowl's over, so we'll probably do the Combine.
So we'll do a recap of the Senior Bowl and then do a Combine pre-coverage because that's going to be coming up shortly, end of February, beginning of March. So we're excited about that. But we'll be on here probably about every week or so, just giving you coverage of the Bills. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off here?
I mean, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Going through everything. I don't know if you want to go over the free agents that we could be losing this
Absolutely,
year.
let's list them. Yeah.
We have Kyle Williams, defensive tackle.
Don't want to lose him.
Jordan Matthews, wide receiver, which I believe he'll be gone.
Yeah, he'll be gone. Yep.
Sharice Wright, cornerback. possibly coming back. Brandon Tate, or wide receiver / punt kick returner. I think he'll come back.
It's not going to be a big hit. See, I wasn't a huge Brandon Tate fan this year.
I like him returning punts. I think he's pretty good.
I do too, but there were some times where I didn't see him back there. I was like, why is he not back there? Like, that's his main...
Yeah, therefore, at the beginning of the year when they had Keenan Clay, I believe.
Yeah.
They were using him and he just...
Slip it. Yeah. No, stick to one.
And they got rid of Clay.
But yeah, Brent, it's not like... He's not going to look for a lot of money, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you can get him around $1 million. I think last year he made a little over $1 million.
Yeah, and to me... I think you need one guy who is the punt returner. Like, that's his job. Like, sometimes when the Steelers put Antonio Brown back there, I'm like, oh no, don't get hurt. And like that.
I mean, who are we going to put back there as of now? You don't want to put Tre'Davious White back there. That's your starting corner.
Yep.
Michael Hyde.
Right, no.
You know, so it's just... Yeah. I feel you're better off bringing Tate in. He can be your 5th, 6th receiver, whatever you want, and return punts.
That's actually something we can talk about now you brought it up, because it drove me nuts. Tre'Davious White, how was he not Defensive Rookie of the Year? Like, to me, that was...
Because we're a small market.
Yeah, it must be. I was like, that's insane.
And Lattimore had a butt catch.
Yeah, right. That's what it is.
Because Lattimore at the beginning of the year was awful. Tre'Davious White did have a bad game against Cincinnati. AJ Green. But
other than that, man, I really like that kid a lot. Like,
he's a stud.
That trade with the Chiefs looks so much better now. I'm just like, I don't care how Mahomes does. Good luck to him, but man, that was awesome.
Well, and I think they built right too. Defensive side. Get your defensive side, and then when you get a rookie quarterback, you don't have to ask too much of him. I think that'll help out in the long run.
Yeah, that's something I actually really didn't know until the offseason. I started listening to some of McDermott's interviews and stuff. We have one of the oldest teams currently in the NFL.
Yeah.
Did not know that. So that's information. We got to get younger, which is why I also think if we go quarterback at any point, we'll probably go... We won't go the Cousins route because they'll probably want a young guy that they can develop.
True, yeah.
But to your point, like, if we get rid of Tyrod, draft someone, then you have Peterman and a rookie. Like, neither one of them have much experience. I mean, then on the roster, Joe Webb has the most experience in it.
Joe Webb this year is a free agent.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He's a free agent. But, I mean, I would love to see a rookie start because then you just freshen. But so, I also believe in that you need to let them sit for a couple of years. And that's why I believe once you have a quarterback like Tom Brady, like Roethlisberger, and they're getting to the end, you need to draft a quarterback to groom so that way you have 2 years, just like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. He had a couple years to sit behind Favre, and look how he's out. Now, it might not happen, but
the Patriots went a little early with Garoppolo, but, you know, they tried. They did try and do the same thing. So,
you know, this year they might be looking at somebody else too.
Yeah. Well, now, who's the backup now?
Brian
Hoyer, right? So I don't think he'll be sticking around too much longer. So, but we'll continue down the list here. We got
Mike Tolbert,
who I think's gone.
Yep. Ramon Humber, linebacker.
I liked him at times this year.
Yeah, I think he's a good run stuffer. Like I say, he gets lost in coverage, but you know, I think he could possibly be back, and I don't think it'll cost him too much. I think last year he made under $1 million, so I think it's one of those vet deals. Signed for $900, and they only count for like $650 against the cap, so that really helped. Colt Anderson, I mean, he's been injured in Buffalo the past year, so I don't think that's anything.
Right.
Joe Webb, could possibly see him come back to play receiver / quarterback.
Again.
Special teams guy, basically for us. Leonard Johnson, hope he's back. Cedric Thornton, defensive tackle. Don't really know.
Much about him.
Didn't do much this year. I think they're just going to try to revamp that defensive line in general this year.
So he'll probably be gone.
Yeah, Tywan Jones, he got injured. He was a special teams guy, not too much. Shamarko Thomas, special teams backup safety. I think he was like our 5th safety this year. He was behind Anderson, so I could see them moving on from him. Tre'Davious Cadet, which
we both like, and
I just think his knee.
Yeah. It's a question about the injury. I mean, when was that? That was the second to last week of the season.
Yeah,
16. So hope he turns out all right. But it was bad.
I think this would be a lost year for him, unfortunately. I mean, he's only 25.
Right.
I believe, or
26.
28.
So I'm sorry. Both of our ours are bad. So.
Devontae Thompson. I think he could come back if they can't get another receiver. I believe he'd be that
deep threat at least.
To keep him on the outside opposite of Benjamin. I really don't know who we could get.
I was watching Goodwin when they got in San Fran. I was watching Goodwin. I was just like, man, that'd be perfect right now. Like that would be just the perfect.
He got paid though. They
Yeah,
were going to pay him and Robert Woods. I loved Robert Woods, but he got paid.
Yeah, they got paid, so we can match that.
Yeah. Preston Brown, I think he'll be back and he'll get paid. Jeremy Butler, wide receiver, I don't think he'll be back. I don't even think he was on an active roster this year.
Right.
EJ Gaines, I think probably he'll leave due to the money.
Yeah. I was gonna say he didn't make much last year, so.
Yeah, he was on his rookie contract.
Right, still, so yeah. Probably tough.
Centrell Henderson, or right tackle, kind of swing tackle. I think there's a chance he could stay.
Okay.
I really did like him. I think he plays better at left tackle.
I feel like he did better this year than years previous too.
Yeah.
I feel like he's improving. So.
He has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
He did in Miami and with Maroon there, and you know, I believe he has Crohn's disease.
Oh, okay.
And he got.
I feel bad about talking about him. My bad.
I think he got.
He got busted.
Yeah, he got busted for pot
right.
marijuana on his test.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess he had it medically cleared that he could use it, and the NFL says, well, it doesn't matter. Right. So, you know, he's lost a lot of time. So maybe they can get him back. And like I say, it's nice to have that swing tackle, Jordan Mills, and Deion Dawkins. Dawkins played really good this year.
Yep.
The other thing is Cordy Glenn. What happens with his health?
Yeah.
Do we move on from him and get some cap space?
Yeah, because we're paying Cordy Glenn a lot. You guys know that.
It's $14 million, I believe.
Yeah. When Tyrod was sitting, I was in my head. I was like, our top two guys are not even on the field. So
Cordy Glenn's $14.5 million.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, 11 of that is dead money, so it's guaranteed. So
we trade him. We
eat 11 million. So it's like, not to keep him.
But can we use him to trade up?
Maybe, yeah. Trade to get something else, right?
There was a talk at the end of the year, or at the end of the trade deadline, of him maybe going to Seattle.
Okay.
And nothing ever progressed from that. You know, whether Seattle backed out or Buffalo backed out.
Right.
So
because that's a team that could definitely use offensive line help.
Yeah. So even if he can trade us up in the second round to get, if a quarterback's there and they want to trade up, maybe that's it. Because Deion Dawkins had a heck of a year for a rookie year at left tackle.
Yeah.
I think right tackle Jordan Mills could use a little bit of upgrading, but Mills did play pretty solid this year compared to the past few.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't disagree. I mean, obviously I think our offensive line could use a little work, but I'm kind of with you.
They're getting older.
Yeah, they're getting older. D-line could use some more work as well.
Yeah, I think that's a whole revamp.
Yeah, I think that's like our number one priority. I think you and I are switched on one too, just because, again, I don't hate Tyrod, you know. But.
Yeah, I just feel, you know, when somebody's saying we got to have a quarterback, we got to make your quarterback win from the pocket. That's a bad sign of
for Tyrod Taylor. Yeah. My only issue, and people have compared him with Alex Smith, and I don't like that comparison. I do like it in the fact that when Alex Smith came into the league, he had a different offense coordinator every year for the first 5-6 years, right?
He was in a bad situation.
And he was just in a bad situation. So, yeah, again, if this offensive coordinator says, no, we can work with Tyrod, and maybe there hasn't been an offensive coordinator saying, no, you're going to stick to the pocket. Like, stop running around. Because there have been a lot of mobile quarterbacks in the beginning of their career. It's like, okay, you need to stop, and then they learn how to be a pocket passer. So
maybe Daboll coming out of Alabama with Hurts.
Right, Hurts.
I mean, Hurts, I'm not a big fan of him either.
Okay.
But maybe he can use some of that to work to his favor. They run a college-style pro offense here that they can go through.
We'll see. It's going to be a fun off season. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of decisions were made, went over the free agency list, and last year, you know, we weren't expecting the trades that we got anyway, and that just surprised us. So, you know, we'll see what comes this year. But yeah, for now, that's all. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the feed, please do. We'll be here throughout the year. So just come back, and I will have links to both Louis T. Again, big thank you to you, and to Bill Spinatics down in our description. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.